Alrighty, what's goody, all my beautiful people out there in the tube of the U? It's your boy J Nuck over here at Hookah, and welcome to part one of a two-part bowl review I have for all of you. Now, what bowls are we reviewing? In case you did not read the title of the video, we are going to be reviewing the new Starbuzz silicone bowls. We will be reviewing the Paradigm Bowl today, and part two will be the Funnel Bowl at a later date, tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe I'll upload them both today. But first, we are going to go over the Paradigm Bowl. So I have been smoking out of this for quite some time now, and I am enjoying it. So on the first look, I showed you all the package that this is going to come in. Nice, hard, thick cardboard, very durable type material. It's pretty good to look at. Nice on the eyes. There's a little description of the Paradigm Bowl. And you got a picture of it right there, and it's pretty self-explanatory. There's a look at what it's going to look like inside of the bowl. And we went over a lot of this on the first look. So now this is just more of me telling you about my experiences with it and the different ways I tested it, what I liked the best about it, what I found worked best for me with the bowl, and we'll do the same with the Funnel Bowl. But right now, we're talking about the Paradigm. So obviously it's been used. You can see that very clearly. And I explained to you the 4 different chambers that it has in there, which is really cool because you could use that to separate different flavors that you want to pack. If you want to mix 4 different flavors, boom, it's right there. You know exactly what and where you're going to put in the chambers. So that's really dope. Again, I called this a Super Chief style bowl, but I'm going to pause the video because somebody actually told me what this is referred to as, and I don't want to leave that out. So give me 1 second. Time out. Okay, so I scrolled all through YouTube and Facebook and finally found what I was looking for. Now I want to credit Martin, Crha. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Crha? And if I butcher that, I apologize, Martin, but I want to credit him because he said this is referred to as MASTA style. And that is in the UK, I believe. Not 100% sure. In Europe and Germany. Okay, so thank you, Martin, for putting me up on game with that. Martin C. But yeah, so this is going to be MASTA style. I found that this smokes excellent airflow. Definitely a thumbs up. There wasn't anything extra special about it, though. I mean, I just had a good session with it, and it performed excellent for being a silicone bowl. So I believe this measures out to 3 inches in diameter to give you an idea. And I want to say when I measured it out, hopefully my scale is like all of yours when it measures in grams. I have a digital one. It's very cool. Maybe I'll show you that one day. Whatever, not important. But this Paradigm Bowl holds anywhere from 25 to 30 grams of tobacco, depending on how you pack it. If you go dense, obviously you're going to hit more around that 30-gram mark. But if you just kind of fluff it in there and then just do a nice little tamp down, I would say you get about 25 grams. So depending on how you pack, you can fluctuate with those 5 grams. But that's about what you're going to expect with this. Now, I did use this with foil, and it smoked well. It took me a while to kind of get it right, though, because with the silicone, it almost is like a heat management system in itself. I normally use 3 coconut flat coals, and that always gets the job done with like ceramic bowls, clay bowls, you know, our more traditional bowls that we're accustomed to. But when it comes to at least the Starbuzz silicone bowl, it takes a little bit more heat. Now, I will say when I smoked the new Starbuzz vintage line in this bowl, the 3 coals were perfect because I feel like that tobacco doesn't take heat as well. You don't need a high heat burning coal. It works perfect and beautiful with this bowl with just 3 coconut flat coals. So keep that in mind. And that is with foil and the Lotus. Now, when I do go Lotus, I always go 3 coals. And, you know, that's a heat management system. You have the chamber or the airflow vents to where you could close it or open it, and that's going to temper your heat. But it fits perfectly flush here on the Paradigm Bowl. So what I wanted to know is the Lotus, or the coals for that matter, going to burn my silicone and damage it? And as you can see, I've smoked this quite a bit, smoked out of it quite a bit. There was no issues at all with that. And a lot of silicone bowls are hard to use aluminum foil with, but I believe, see how it has these flat ridges here? I believe that helps kind of keep it on there. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I felt like this worked better than your average regular silicone type of bowl. So that's something to note as well. But this did perform well with aluminum foil. I would prefer 4 coconut coals versus 3 if I'm smoking anything other than the vintage line or Tangiers. But for the most part, I would say expect to add a little bit of extra heat for your modern tobaccos. But my preference was to smoke this with the Lotus. It just performed beautiful. I do place my Lotus on the stove, but never for longer than 20 to 30 seconds. I let my coals go. After I flip them and go for a little bit, I'll throw my Lotus on. Usually the coals are on there for about 20 or 30 more seconds. I turn the stove off, place my coals in my Lotus, and I'm good to go. I place it on here. It cooks my shisha. It cooks my tobacco up, and I'm gold. I had an excellent session with the Lotus. That is the way I prefer to smoke out of the Starbuzz silicone bowls. And I just wanted to show you the nice little Starbuzz stamp. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's an awesome bowl. I like it. If I'm not looking to just smoke a quick session and I want to have a longer session, this is definitely something I'm going to go for. It's a great travel bowl as well. Being silicone, it's not going to break on you. And the last thing I want to say is when you're cleaning it, you definitely want to use warm water, not too hot. Don't use this, okay? This is no good for your silicone bowl. That's the mistake I've made in the past because I use these on my regular bowls and it cleans it great, but silicone's a little bit different. So use something more like this. It's a safer bet. Just a nice little sponge like that, and don't go over it too hard. Just, you know, that hot or that warm water is going to loosen up the tobacco, and you just got to gently go over the areas with that sponge. You'll be good to go, I promise you. And that's pretty much going to do it for the Paradigm Bowl. Like I said, I like it, man. It's a great bowl, smokes excellent. Good job, Starbuzz, and stay tuned for part 2 when we go over the funnel bowl. If you had any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get back at you. And yeah, thanks Starbuzz for sending this out to me. This should be available at all your favorite online retailers and maybe even some of your local shops. So let me know what you think. Please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see y'all on part 2. So deuces.